Sorry, forgive me, I lost my voice, so it's not what we're today. When you see the initials IUD, what do you think of?
Has something to do with the law, or like,
With what?
the law, maybe?
Any other suggestions?
Birth control?
Yeah, so it's actually a form of control. It stands for intrauterine device. So if you actually made a fist, that's the size of your uterus, or if you have one, that's the size of your uterus. Oh, you can click on the black ball. Yeah. Okay, so it's sort of like the super birth control, I like to call it. It's packed in the size of a quarter. So your uterus is really small, right? Or if you have one, your fake uterus. And a quarter is not very big either. So this thing is basically, this little tiny thing is in your body, and it does all these things to prevent pregnancy. Okay, so in the United States, there are two types that are available. There's Mirena and the Paragard. Mirena is the hormonal kind, so there's actually hormones in it, and it constantly releases it into your body over time. Paragard is the copper IUD, and it is based, there's no hormones, so it's a really good alternative. It lasts about 10 to 12 years, and it stays there, and the copper is actually really hostile to sperm, so it prevents pregnancy in that way. With the Mirena, the hormones work to sort of make the uterus a hostile environment to implantation, so it also interrupts the move of the sperm, but it also deteriorates your uterine lining, so it makes it hard to get pregnant. Okay, it's a video. So I'm going to watch a little video and sort of walk you through an IUD. So basically, the nurse or whoever is there, and they have this little thingy right there. So you're there, you're sitting down with your legs spread open, you have nothing on, basically, and you're waiting to have this thing put inside you. So they have the Mirena here in this version, and this is supposed to be meant for practitioners, but I thought it would be really kind of interesting to see how it is, because I didn't even really see from my point of view because I was on my back, and I was fine with that. But they pull it back, and it's like a little instrument called a sound, and there's strings that stick out of the IUD, so they make it really extra long, so you can sort of pick how long you want the strings to be. So first they measure your uterus. So this is a uterus, so they're measuring it to see how far in the IUD will go inside of you. And for me, that was the most painful part. That really, really hurt. I thought they were putting it in, and they're like, oh, okay, we're done measuring. And I was like, oh, okay. So they wait a little bit, 10 to 15 seconds after releasing, and then the arms come out. So then they kind of get it into its nice little position, and this is where, once they find out it's in the correct position, they release it. So you'll notice it's, it's just hanging out there, it's kind of cool, whatever. That's supposed to be your cervix, right here. And then there's strings hanging out into the vagina, so that's supposed to be like the vagina, the vaginal walls, all that stuff. So the nurse or the doctor cuts it, it's supposed to be only 3 or 4 centimeters, so if somebody goes inside, they don't feel anything. And then later on, it's also used for taking it out, and it just pulls right out. That's just sort of a little interactive video. Okay, so, sorry. Can you go to the next one, please? Okay, so I talked a little bit about how it works. Basically, you see the sperm try to get in, but they can't get into the fallopian tubes. It makes it really hard because the arms are in the way. Then I told you about how copper ions, for some reason, are hostile to sperm, and then the hormones make it really hard by they wear down the lining here inside your body to make it not a good place. So even if a sperm fertilizes an egg, it'll be really hard for it to come all the way down and implant and make a baby.
Major side effects.
Okay, so the advantages of having IUD. If you see, there's this chart showing about how effective every single form of birth control is. So down here you have withdrawal and spermicide alone, and about 30 out of 100 women each year who use either of these methods will become pregnant. However, if you see, the IUD is actually up there with female sterilization and vasectomy. They say that an IUD is at least 99% effective. It's actually 99.2 for the Paragard and is 99.8% effective for the Mirena. So there's also some disadvantages. You know, you see that it's really effective, yay, you really like that, but the problem is it's really expensive up front if you don't have health insurance, or even if you do, it can cost hundreds of dollars. Also, it's really painful to get it inside you. That's like one of the big things. And also, it can, if you have the Paragard, you might have a heavier period, and some people don't like that. Actually, if you have the Mirena, it takes away your period eventually, so that might be a perk for some
Which
of
is
you.
not good.
And also another disadvantage is that you have to go through a doctor, or a clinic. You can't just go and get it over the counter, or take it out yourself. You have to have someone put it in and take it out. So it's a very serious thing because it's like a little thing inside you hanging out for a couple of years. It's not something to take it lightly. So just want to go over, the IUD is an intrauterine device. It helps you, it's a really great family planning tool if you know that you don't want to have a child for at least 5 years, 10 years. It's also very reversible. It's really quick. So it's becoming really popular. In France, it's actually 1 in 4 women have an IUD, but in the US only about 2%. But it's increasing in popularity, and I just wanted to educate you about your options